Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening all around the world, Bravehearts. I'm Dr. Daryl Wolf, and this is DocStar TV. And the reason why we call it DocStar TV is because we're coming out with an app in just about 5 months, and it will be a one-of-its-kind health app. And 90% of it's going to be free, and it'll be the most powerful health app in the world, where we will be training everyone in their home how to become their own practitioner, how to become their own doctor, teaching people that it's not healthcare, it's self-care, teaching people that it's not go out and look for love in all the wrong places. It's called self-love, okay? Anyways, today I've got Richard on the line, and understand something. You know what? I have been so blessed and by my creator, and because I have found human creators to create, seriously, the best nutraceuticals on this planet. There is not a company or a nutritional company or anybody that makes C60 that can come close to what Richard makes. And if you don't know about C60, today we're going to be talking about my hemp oil C60. Most people have never even thought to make hemp oil C60. You're going to find like Purple Power. They say they have MCT oil C60, but they use palm oil to make it look purple. Okay, and that's the wrong way to make it. And it takes a lot more time and a lot more money to make C60 and actually give it its natural purple color. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about hemp. We buy the most expensive hemp oil out of Canada, and we take that hemp oil and we put C60 into it. It's called Carbon 60. And Carbon 60 hemp oil, okay, is the most powerful, ready for this, molecule on the planet. Okay, it is the most powerful free radical neutralizer, okay, just so you know that. And guess what else? It is 270 times stronger than vitamin C. It will actually dismantle this. That's right. The graphene that comes from this, it will actually help to dismantle it. In my new Perfect Day Guide, I lay out the whole protocol for dismantling this, okay? And understand something. What else does it do? Well, if you've ever wanted to have your eyesight back, if you ever wanted to actually totally heal your brain, and I mean heal your brain, yes, you have to front end load the product and you have to take it more often. But remember, the deeper the hole, the deeper the ladder needs to be. And the reality is you've got me. Okay, remember, we're not a nutritional company, okay? We are a holistic, total healthcare company on an emotional, physical, nutritional, spirit level. We are that company. I need you to get that. You can call me anytime you want, 469-861-8884. I will call you back. I don't know why people are scared to call me. If you've got a health question or you're stressing out because somebody doesn't answer your questions and you feel fearful, just give me a call. Don't call me Dr. Wolf. Call me Daryl. That'll get rid of all that facade stuff. Don't put me up on a pedestal. Get me down here, eye to eye, human to human, okay, spirit to spirit. I'm telling you the truth here. If you don't want to talk to me, you can call my staff, but understand something. We're the only ones in the world that charge you $150 for a full consultation. We send you the audio. And then you get lifetime free calling with us, okay? And you also get my new Perfect Day Guide called the Ultimate Healing Guide, and it should be, and when you get it, you'll find out why. It's 525 pages. Beautiful graphics, everything. I mean, right from vaginal infusions, ultimate coffee enema, clapping, what exercises to do, what to do, and in every situation, whether it be physical or emotional. Did you hear what I just said? This is 45 years of my work. For 150 consult, you'll get this free. If you want my manual, you won't pay more than the cost of it. And that is $75. So if you were to go in and say, I want the consultation and I want the Perfect Day manual, then guess what? It'll be $225. That's it. And that's with it delivered to your door in North America. And if it's outside North America, we'll put in $25 and whatever the extra cost is, you'll pay. We're not interested in making any money off the Perfect Day Guide, but it's 45 years of my work. And the last year and a half, I have worked constantly on this thing to try to make it that a 6-year-old will understand the whole book, a 6-year-old, because I want this to be in everybody's home, everybody's coffee table. I want homeschoolers to use this. You know, I'm going to bring Richard on in a second. My apologies, Richard. I just want to say something. I've been getting more calls. I've been getting so many calls, okay, from family members going, what do I do with my daughter? What do I do with my son? He's 9 years old and he's acting out, and I've never seen anything like this. What do I do with my daughter, my son, and they're 13, they're 14, they're 15, they're 18, they're 19. Understand something. I wrote about this in my Perfect Day Guide. You don't understand. It's not your fault, parents out there. But guess what? You don't know better until you know better. And that's it. But most of us gave our children to the government almost their whole life. That's right. You think about it. How many hours did you log in with your children compared to the government? Seriously? Really? The answer is right in front of us, okay? But that's not why we're here today. I'm just trying to tell you that I promise you that if you get a consult for $150, you'll get my Perfect Day Guide free in a PDF. And if you don't think that our consultation was worth 10 times the amount, just ask for your money back and you get the PDF free. This is called putting yourself on the line. Whether it's treatments, whether it's consultations, whether it's courses, whether it's certifications, whether it's master classes, we guarantee it all. Understand, I want to see everybody in the world guarantee whatever they do from now on. If you can't guarantee whatever you do to a certain point, then you're not believing in it. You just love the thought of money and you're chasing money. I need everybody to get this. The world has to come back together. And that's only going to be through self-care and self-love and actually knowing how to care for yourself. And then we're going to talk about my Hemp C60, which is on sale right now, and it'll be on sale till the end of the week. And I'm giving this some play here because people don't understand about their endocannabinoid system. You need to understand this. Do you know why people are addicted to CBD now and THC? Because their endocannabinoid system is burnt out because of blue light. Blue light, LED lighting, blue light on your phones, blue light on your TV, blue light on your computer, okay? And it's frying people's brains and they're losing their eyesight. 10,000 children are losing their eyesight with what? Cataracts. 10,000 a day, teenagers. Go put that one in your pipe and smoke it. And so the reality is you need to understand something. We live in a fun-filled, life-threatening adventure called planet Earth, where the government, the medical system, and every other system out there is pretending they're there to help us. But they are what? No, isn't hemp CBD? No, hemp oil is not CBD. You're not going to get high on it. But the hemp will go in and repair your endocannabinoid system in your body, which will give you more peace of mind, help your system to release more serotonin, more dopamine, more oxytocin, and more endorphins. There's no CBD in our hemp oil, okay? The hemp oil is just the purest, healthiest hemp oil in the world to repair your endocannabinoid system, to repair your brain, your eyesight, but also, like I said, it will actually detoxify the graphene from the bee. Did you get that? And don't believe me, but go into PubMed. You'll find out it's there. You can do your own research, okay? So you're welcome, Sharon. I want to bring on Richard. Richard, how are you doing, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing well, Daryl. How are you?
Good. We were talking just before I came on here, and you were talking about, well, tell them what was been going on. I hope you know this, everyone, that I think it's about 95% of most of the C60 actually comes from China. But I'll let Richard tell the story, and he can correct me. And now there's a new story going on in China. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah. I speak with, obviously, a lot of manufacturers and wholesalers across Canada and the U.S. And the big story that's just come out is that there's going to be a big disruption in the amount of C60 that is being sold by the big companies in the U.S. And there's not really anyone else in Canada for the most part except for me. So why is this, people are asking? And the answer is that in that, as you had said correctly, 95% of the C60 is manufactured in China. the government has put down laws whereby those who consume huge amounts of electricity to create a product, and obviously C60 is one of those, in that it takes heat in excess of what the sun generates in moments of time to actually create the powder itself. That is a energy hog. It is like putting out...
Did you hear that, everyone? You need more energy than what the sun puts out to make hemp C60, and you're going to find out. And please, Richard, go into how other people make their C60 and the quality of it, because you guys, you got to know something. You're paying more for theirs and you're paying less for ours, and you think now you're thinking, oh, what a marketing game he's got. No, it's not a marketing game. I'm warning you. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah. Well, the first interview that we ever did, I think I spoke with you, and I wasn't trying to put down the company, but it was one of these purple people eaters. And it was out in Texas, and obviously the U.S., and they claimed that they made their own C60. So I went out there to actually visit the company, and it was like a warehouse. But before I would go into anything other than the manufacturing itself, I saw that where they claimed to manufacture it was simply like a strip mall. And I thought, well, okay, where do they manufacture it? As in the powder itself. And they claimed to manufacture it right there. And I looked for, the hookups where all the power was going to be generated. And it was, like I said, just a strip mall. And you cannot create C60 with power generated from just regular electricity going into a building. You would need, well, for example, the powder that we get comes from Eastern Europe, mainly Russia, and before that, also the Ukraine. And you would need nuclear power to create. We're talking nuclear power generators to create the C60 itself. It takes a lot of energy. We're talking powerful amounts of energy aimed at rods, if you want to call them graphite rods, graphene rods, and have it aimed at, let's say, an 18-inch rod just to create, trickles of powder of C60.
Trickles of powder. And if I can say something, Richard, guess what, guys? Do you know why you're paying what you're paying for our C60? Because Richard, basically, it wasn't a dump truck, but he bought a dump truck load, of C60 years ago when it was $35 a gram. And how much is it today? Why don't you tell them?
It's $350 US, and now it's going to be rising to probably $700 US a gram. And it takes, for one of the Doc's large bottles, $350 US, or just under that, because they're 960 milliliters as opposed to 1 liter, but just under a liter. So it takes 0.8 of a gram, and just to get 1 liter worth of the hemp oil.
Yes,
to create with that. So it's incredible the bargain you're getting purchasing a bottle of his hemp oil. The hemp oil itself, if I told you that the price that I'm paying, which I'm not because they don't sell it to the public, it's outrageous. It's like you're getting it at cost. So going back to China, which is what the question was really about, the Chinese are not going to be able to fulfill that price any longer. So what these people have on hand, meaning the wholesalers, that's what they have. Are there going to be a few outliers? Perhaps they have provinces out there. Perhaps a few provinces might be able to get away with creating it, on the sly, because everything is corrupt out there in China. They try and be, in a way, if you want to say, in our methodology or economic system, in a way, not Marxist or communistic, but well, I would say that our system is going communistic in a way as well. But
Yeah, like big time.
Go ahead.
I would say big time. Somebody here says, all right, yeah, I know. Let me see here. It's dried piston rods, non-serviced. What do you think about that?
I don't understand the question.
Well, he's saying that that's what the graphene is non-pit. It's dried piston rods, non-serviced, whatever.
No,
Anyways.
I don't understand that.
Well, I guess he's trying to say it's
rods themselves can be made of different things, but mainly they're graphite rods.
Yes.
That are used to create the C60 themselves.
Oh, wait, Richard, I got to answer this one. So a person's coming in going, oh, it's graphite rods. That means it's graphene. So that means it's dangerous to the body like a vaccine. Well, guess what? Mm-hmm. I just told everyone. Look at the human body. Go ahead, you go.
Yeah, our bodies are graphene.
Yeah.
Our bodies dangerous to ourselves. You know, there's the yin and yang. What is good is also bad. You know, you sometimes have things that are created from things that in one aspect can be good, in another aspect bad. Well, but graphene is the most natural. That's what most of space is made out of.
A little bit of information is very dangerous, and that's the majority of the population. And the reality is guys, guess what? So you've got graphene that's in the bee. It's what you put in the graphene, okay? It's not the graphene. The graphene's the carrier. When you're talking about hemp oil C60, you're talking about the highest electrical frequency, the strongest free radical neutralizers, 270 times stronger than vitamin C. It has the ability to repair the brain and to bring the eyesight back, and it can do everything else throughout the body. I just told you the main thing it works on right away. But the reality is it's the strongest antioxidant on the planet Earth. So understand something. When we were selling the hemp oil C60 and the MCT oil C60, understand this. I would not even bring up the word graphene during that time of COVID because somebody could have probably shot me or something because they didn't hear it right or think properly. And the problem is everybody has been actually programmed, okay? So understand what Richard said. The human body is made out of carbon. That's what graphene is. So, and the reality is that now we've created something that will neutralize the same thing. It just has a different frequency and a different message for the body, and we can help to neutralize that. Now, Richard, go.
Yeah. Excuse me. In my voice is going.
That's because Richard babysat his grandchildren this weekend. I know it.
Yeah, screaming. They were screaming at me, so I just screamed at them.
Okay.
And in the Netherlands right now, they are trying to ban the farmers from using nitrogen as fertilizer for the plants. And that's the same thing that's going on here. The stupidity of people thinking that carbon is somehow bad for your body. Now, going to the Netherlands per capita is the highest growing country for fruits and vegetables and farming, and by far about 10 times higher than per acre of land than the U.S. Which,
oh, wow.
The U.S. likes to brag, especially California. Oh, gee, we are the fruits and nuts. Well, they are fruits and nuts out there. But the Netherlands is miles ahead of anyone else. And they're trying to, just like they are making carbon, for example, the bad thing in the world.
Yeah.
And they're making nitrogen now the bad thing. So they're going out with the farmers and putting manure, spray manure all over the governmental buildings because they want to kill people. Anything that is good, they want the people to be dead. They want to kill people by making carbon the bad word. And why? Because we are carbon beings.
Yeah, they're not. We're the ones they're after.
Carbon, and we are carbon.
We're the ones they're after.
Yeah, yeah. So, anyways, that's all I have to say about any of that. But I think the whole thing, and I didn't even know about the whole word playing game until I was on the show two times ago.
Yeah.
It would have been about a month ago, and I was like, what the heck? I wasn't on the internet to hear about all this craziness.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was actually shocked to hear about that.
Now, just know this. I don't know of anybody else actually using hemp, okay, for C60, hemp oil. Guys, go look up hemp oil and take a look at the healing factors just of the hemp oil. And then look at the healing factors of the MCT oil. I had the hemp oil on sale because people don't understand it. Every time they go to buy it, my MCT oil is like 20 times larger in sales. It's probably 50 times larger in sales. And I just want people to understand that the hemp oil, it does a lot of what the MCT oil, but it also helps to repair the endocannabinoid system, which is the system that actually creates the calm, the balancing, and it helps the delivery of your hormones and your chemicals. And without that endocannabinoid system, that's why everybody's craving this, or they're taking gummy bears, or they just can't get enough because, like I told you, blue light and chemical poisoning knocks out the endocannabinoid system out of your brain, and C60 brings it back. So it doesn't just do that. It helps better sleep, okay, with people that have anxiety, people that have any type of emotional or mental imbalances. It's really good for it.
Yeah. I have a list of things just in front of me.
Please.
This is again from Healthline, and the top things that hemp oil treats is, well, the number one is cancer, and the second is progression of heart disease and Alzheimer's. So I don't think you would need any bigger ones than those three when you look at what people are suffering from in the U.S. and worldwide.
Because it repairs the brain.
Cancer is huge.
Yeah, cancer's huge.
Alzheimer's is huge. If you look at the people that are around you, especially after the V, you've got these turbo cancers that people are getting. Almost everyone's getting cancer.
Remember what we said about, okay, so now you got the turbo cancer, and now you had the V. What did we say about what it does to the V? Okay, it helps detoxifying the graphene that we don't want. Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It detoxifies, it sucks it away, and how it works is while you're sleeping, you take this, during the evening and also in the morning if you like, and that's what I do. I take hemp in the evening and I take MCT in the morning. Some people, I went on a spell where I took just hemp oil for 3 months. Just morning and also in the evening. And Sarah, my wife, she was very happy because she said that it mellowed me out because, believe it or not, Doc, she said that I was on the hyper side.
No.
No, I'm telling you, it's God's honest truth. I was more of a hyper person than the nice, gentle giant that I am now. So I don't know. I think hemp oil, it does. It's a very popular remedy for all sorts of ailments, but at the same time, it seems to sort of give you that mellow feeling. It gives you great dreams, but it's in the evening that your body, once you're sleeping and you get in the REM state, your body gets to work on fixing all the issues that C60 seems to focus on. You don't really get to choose what your body decides to heal. It decides what the main issues are, but it seems to work on everything But if you really have problems with your heart, then it's going to work on your heart. But if at the same time you got issues with your liver, then it will still work on your liver, but whatever the one that's most important.
It goes to where it's needed. And guess what? Somebody said here, guess what? Yeah, it does. It decalcifies the pineal gland, everyone. You got to understand that. It helps to spark open the tissues. Just like I said, what it'll do with people that have actually lesions in the brain, they actually have some kind of dysfunction in the brain because of calcification or scar tissue, which is lesions. Okay, those are the two things why everybody's got problems with their brain. It's either calcification or lesions. Nobody gets that. It's the same thing in your joints and your organs. It's the same thing in your tissues. It's the same thing in anywhere in your body. It's always scar tissue. Internal scar tissue caused from inflammation caused by infection, and calcification being pulled from the skull if it's in the brain, because the brain was overheated and so on fire and inflamed. It used the calcium to try to alkaline the tissues so you don't grow a tumor. How many people know that? The more calcium you have displaced in certain parts of your body is because you're trying to keep the pH balance proper outside and inside the cells. So that's why you get the accumulation of gallstones in the gallbladder, kidney stones in the kidney, and then calcium stones in your breast, because that was the area of inflammation. And understand something. When it comes to the pineal gland and the brain, we know that it will decalcify the pineal gland. We know that it will help to decalcify the brain and actually restore new patterns and new pathways in the brain. You need to go to PubMed if you don't believe me and do your homework. Richard?
Yeah, we become more spiritual, it seems, because the pineal gland, once it decalcifies, we become more in one with our Creator, our inner being,
our higher self.
God, for example, it seems that every time after I get off the phone with you, there's things that I wish that I would have told you about, and it's not that they're going to help, the enemy. It's because there are no enemies in those that are creating C60, because it's something that I wish, that we could be eating it, that the price would go down to such a price that we could be eating it with our cornflakes or with our food, that it would just be a natural supplement. But it's not like that. They're trying to drive the price up as opposed to get it lowered. And I knew, and that's why I purchased it way back. It's now it's about 7 years that I ordered it in bulk. I started doing this 8 years ago, and I realized that anything that had the possibility of having life extension benefits, which is what it was first touted to do, that they would want to keep for themselves. And that's why I purchased it in bulk, because I knew way back, probably in the 80s, that they just wanted to get rid of us as in, humanity, and they wanted us to be hooked on drugs, all the stuff that, most people know now. But, I've discussed over the last few episodes about the idea of frequency and how I put the harmonics into the oils through the sounds of love and ideals of love. But you bringing up, and I hope you don't mind if I just go off topic a bit.
This is your show. I'm just your co-host. I'm your co-host, my friend.
Okay, well, I want to bring up something, but just keep in mind that we're all vibrational beings, we're all frequency beings, and the reason why hemp is used is because it's probably one of the best oils that we don't have in our diet, that the doc will tell you over and over again that we need cannabinoid oil, and our body craves it. We don't have it. And the reason that it's created the way I created is with vibration, and it's a vibration of love that I put into it. It doesn't matter how I get into it, but I do use a sound system, which is very, very expensive to use, but throughout the creation of the oil itself, it frequencies of love. And you do feel it, you do sense it. If you're not a sensitive being, by the time you've been using it for a month, you will actually crave the feeling of love and the sensation of love. And you will be kind, not just to others, but to yourself. And you won't be kind to others unless you are kind to yourself. In my opinion, that's what I believe. You love yourself and then you love others. It's not the other way around. It's, it's my belief that when you love yourself, you'll then be able to love others. Now, what sort of frequencies exist out there? I've been wondering because, there's just, I think it's called the Schumann resonance.
Schumann resonance.
The Earth, but the Earth vibrates at, and it's been changing. Now, what other frequencies in devices are out there that are good and which ones are bad? And one of the strangest things just popped into my head after, taking, and what was it? It was hemp oil, okay? It was me mixing, by having one of hemp oil and the other of MCT oil in the same day. And it came to me while looking at a particular device that I have from my father. He has an old Hamilton, which is close. Hamilton is known for its good hemp, I guess, if you were born here and raised here in the 60s. Watch. Now, Hamilton watches go back to the 1800s. They were known for watches. Now, what are you saying? What are you talking about, Richard? Watches. They were the most accurate watches out of Pennsylvania in the United States that railroad workers used. If you were, running a railroad, you would use one of these watches as the engineer. And what do they have inside of these watches, you ask? Well, they have various movements, but they also have these beautiful things called, what do you think they are, Doc?
I don't know.
Jewels. Jewels. They have jewels.
Oh, jewels, of course.
And what do these jewels do? They vibrate. They vibrate, and they are a beautiful pink. Pinkish red, and these jewels vibrate at so many times per second. And what makes them vibrate but oil? And it knocked my socks off because I didn't know. I said to myself, they vibrate. How do they vibrate? So I looked on YouTube and I went, well, okay, this is interesting. Well, why am I being told internally to look at a stupid watch because my dad I was going through his old stuff, a Hamilton watch. And I turned it and it wouldn't work. I thought, well, I want to get this fixed. And I looked, I thought, well, I'm pretty mechanical. I can open this up and fix it. Well, most likely, according to, all the things that I looked at, the oil in it dried out. Well, I have oil, but I don't have the oil that would make it tick. It needs a certain type of lubrication. And what happens when it becomes lubricated, cleaned out and lubricated, it vibrates and puts out frequencies. Back then, these watches put out frequencies that people on their wrists actually felt, and it made them feel good. Did you know that?
No, but I believe it because there's nothing new. It's all been recycled because it was buried.
Yeah, it wasn't until the 70s, when the watch industry became destroyed by what was known as the quartz movement. It was the Japanese that destroyed the entire world marketplace. They came up with a quartz movement where it was a couple bucks, and there went, for the most part, the entire worldwide reason for having these beautifully designed creations of moving gears and the like. So what I've been working on since we last spoke is finding out what vibrations, and I've been on the internet and I gave everyone my oils effects on with eBay to look up all the wonderful reviews that I had back then. I should have given out my other site as well, where I have tons. Anyways, the point being that I've been trying to find out the vibrational frequencies of the earlier, from the 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, frequencies that these watches put out that made people feel good, and why they make people feel good. So I'm on a quest to find that out.
Richard.
And if they're good and if they're bad, and why.
Everybody, just so you know, in 1910, the Rockefellers, a lot of you probably know this already, the Rockefellers gave $100 million to the actual American Medical Association, the AMA. They were just about to go bankrupt. I hope you know that. Yeah, the whole story is in what's called the Medical Mafia guide in my library at docofdetox.com. You can also go watch the Rockefeller Report, which was never supposed to get to the public. And I actually did a masterclass on it. That'll blow your mind. Then you'll understand what the heck is going on out there. A lot of people know that they brought down 110 universities and colleges that actually taught people how to become practitioners in the world of holistic or natural health. But what people don't know is around this same time, and just before that, in 1890, it really started, is when they went after people like Rife, and they went after Tesla, and they went after anybody that was involved in energy medicine. They didn't just destroy the natural health industry. They destroyed the light frequency industry. That only started coming back 20 years ago. I mean, when I was 21, Richard, I was actually selling Rife equipment back then. Okay, so I've always been involved in it, and everybody's like, "Oh, energy medicine, energy medicine." Well, like Einstein stated, okay, everything will be about light and frequency. Okay, that's what will heal people. And just remember, you are light and frequency, everyone. That is more important than the matter, because the invisible becomes the physical, the psychological rules the biological, and everything is about waves and energy and light and frequency. Richard?
Yes, I agree with everything that you just said, and that has been my whole reason for being for the past 8 to 10 years, is trying to figure out how to join C60 and frequencies, and not just to create it the way everyone else is to create it, but to find a different way. And that's why when you think of the method that I use to create C60 and putting it in a big bell, a bell is what? You know, you tap on it and there is a beautiful frequency on a bell.
Yeah, now your bell now Richard's bell is an upside down bell, and it's made out of glass, and it holds 250 liters, and he has the only type of processing where he creates this tornado all the way down. He makes the product in the dark. It takes about 3 to 4 weeks, correct?
Yeah. It normally takes about 2 weeks, but some of the oils that we mix, we do it 3 weeks, sometimes even longer. We want to make sure that it is perfectly mixed to the maximum amount, and or why not just give them a little bit extra? Especially when it comes to the MCT. We want it the perfect color. We don't mind putting in extra. If someone ever finds a little bit extra powder, just drink it. There's nothing wrong with this. It actually helps to clear out your colon.
So if I can say something, everyone, so walk away with this today. We are energy, electrical, magnetic beings, okay? Walk away with this, that everything you drink, everything you eat leaves the body. Nothing physical stays. The only thing that's left behind is the light and the frequency. So when you look at something from now on that you're going to put in your mouth, you're going to look at it and say, what is this going to bring in the way of light and frequency? Is this going to bring my vibration up or bring my vibration down? Vibration is the most important thing that you need to respect and protect. Should I go to that party? It's not really for me. Should I hang around with that person? It's not really for me. Why am I involving myself with the news, the media, the government, the medical system? It's all not for you. It's a parasitical party. Parasites also come with 2 legs, everybody. So understand this. Everything in your life, the things you do, the things you eat, the things you drink, the things you think, they're all vibration, and it's all about frequency. And you understand something. You know what? You're the one that's poisoning you. You poison yourself through choices, and you poison yourself because you don't realize that thoughts are the most important frequency that you have. And if you don't want to change your thoughts, you'll never change your world. Richard, what do you think?
No, I agree with everything that you said. Once again, we're on the same frequency. Turn off your TV while you're at it. I got rid of mine in the early 2000s, and it changed my life. It gave me time. It gave me, the ability to be with my children. And now with my grandchildren, they come over. The first thing they say is, "Where's your TV?" And I tell them, "We just don't have one." And they said, "Why?" They ask, "Why? Why don't you have a TV, Grandpa?" And, I tell them, I tell them the truth. I tell them it's because it ruins your brain. It turns it to mush. And, the parents, they don't like it. My son doesn't like it, but, he does know it's true, and he's going to have to get rid of it one day. And hopefully I'm a good example, because I just play. We go outside. We go to the park. We go to the forest. And that means a lot more to them than using a TV as a babysitter.
Yeah. You know what? That's it right there. The problem is that we have been made to believe that we're limited in time. We're limited in energy. And both of those things are not true when you can align with your authentic self, which means that you have to love yourself. The more you learn to love yourself and not judge yourself anymore, the more time you're going to have. Because most people have all the same time I do, but they don't have time because they have chaos going in their mind. That is a really busy day. But understand, let's get back to people that are stressing out. There's no better product. There is no better product on the market than Hemp C60 for actually restoring the endocannabinoid system. Right, Richard?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, people, we really haven't spoken that much about the product itself, which is probably a good thing. People really do know that they should be taking MCT, and hemp is one of the ones that is available, and it's probably the one that people need the most.
Yeah.
And because they don't know, well, does it have drugs in it and so forth? Hemp is made from the actual seed of the plant. And when you're talking about the drug, it's not made from the seed of the plant. So you're looking at two different things. It has absolutely no hallucinogenic effects. There's nothing in it that could possibly make you have any, hemp. What is that? HTC? Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's no HTC in there. It's just a natural product. It's as natural as eating a cocoa bean. There's nothing wrong with it, and it tastes like a bit nutty, and if it had no C60 in it, it would be good for you. The fact that it has C60 in it makes it a super, super product. It's something that if you want to get your body right, it's something that you should be taking every day.
Joanna,
make sure that you take C60 every day. If you love yourself and you want to either keep yourself at, if you're in perfect health, if you want to keep yourself at a perfect health, then take it if you want to.
Yeah, one teaspoon twice a day. Hold it under your tongue until it becomes completely like water. Let it break right down so that it emulsifies and goes right into your system and into your brain. Okay, so just hold it under your tongue till it becomes water. That's what I do. And Joanna says, I've been using the Hemp C60, and it does have a calming effect and helps me with my sleep. Thanks, Joanna.
3 o'clock where I am, and I'm ready to sleep right now. I'm just joking. So if anyone has a question, I'll answer.
No, actually, people are just listening. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I think that shows we've been pretty entertaining. What do you think, Richard?
Yeah, I think that's a wrap, as they call it.
That's a wrap. Okay. Is there anything you'd like to leave people with, Richard, about the hemp C60?
About the product, I love making it. I love the way we make it. I love the people that work with me. And there's nothing that I'd really change about the product other than if I could find something to make it even better with frequencies in particular. If the investigations into the frequencies of these watches can do something to help, I don't think I'd be thrown into this world of purchasing thousands and thousands of dollars worth of watches and then finding out what these frequencies are. There's a reason, I think, why this whole Japanese killing of the watch industry, a whole segment of it. And now we have these Apple watches that are, again, I own one. And I really enjoy using it. I love being able to take phone calls on it. But at the same time, I see that it's a time waster, It's taking me away from my phone, which is a good thing, and it enables me to read my messages, read my emails. But do I even need to do that? Can I not just be myself? Why do I need emails or messages?
That's all I got.
Why do I need, why? Why can I not just throw that stuff behind? And that's what I've been doing lately, is just leaving my Apple Watch at home, my phone at home, and just go out and I feel free like I did when I was a kid. I don't really need it. I don't want to even be on a computer. I just want days without, and just be free.
The Apple Watch actually throws your heartbeat off, okay? It actually causes
it. How does it do that?
Because of the frequency that comes off of it. There's been studies. You should be able to find it. It also electrifies your blood because it's right on the wrist, and it's electrifying your blood in a negative way. Okay? And that's a fact.
Well,
okay?
Yeah, okay. Well, I
now,
didn't know that. I have to look that up. It would make sense because they're trying to do, well, they obviously can see your heartbeat, but if they're trying to use the infrared, there's 1, 2, 3 sensors on the back that shoot light into your blood to detect your heartbeat, and they're looking to do what? Go and do your blood sugars.
Yeah, but what was his name?
I'm sorry, I'm just thinking out loud.
Yeah, what was his name? The gentleman who brought Apple. What was his name again?
Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Well, anyways, you do know that he wouldn't let his kids on computers, right? So let's make.
Yes. He wouldn't let his kids use iPads.
No.
Or iPhones.
No iPhones, no iPads, no computers, nothing. He said they cannot happen. Now, here we go. We have a beautiful lady here asking, will it help with cancer? Now, she must not have been on earlier. Does it have any anti-cancer properties? You know what? If you go to PubMed, you're going to see tons of it. But why don't you talk to her about the Hemp C60 and you know it.
Yeah. One of the top 3 things that both Hemp and C60, let me see here, data proves that hemp oil with C60 will help with, number 1 is cancer, number 2 is heart disease, and number 3 is dementia. So yes.
Oh, wow. Listen, I don't want to cut you off, but...
What is his name? I'm looking it up. His name is Nathaniel Larry. I emailed him this. So you should have this.
Okay, yeah. I'll take a look at it and we'll get it up onto the website. Listen to this. I hope TARI. let's call her Tari, maybe. I apologize if I'm wrong. Okay, no, it isn't. It's Lut. I wore a Fitbit for some months. Had to throw it out. It made a hole in my wrist. I had tissue loss. Did you hear me?
Wow. Yeah.
And guess what? That's what I'm trying to tell you, is it disintegrates the tissue and the blood.
That's disgusting.
Well, just know this, what technology has really worked. You know, when I come on here, I don't wear my Teslas because I can't be wearing sunglasses. They look like that, but I wear Teslas all the time on the computer, on the phone. Everywhere I go, I wear them because even the radiation coming off the sun, it has the C60 molecule in my Tesla glasses. Guys, we sell these. They're called Teslas. They're the only glasses that turn blue light into healing light that actually will repair your eyes and your brain. You won't have the headaches. You won't have the dry mouth, the burning mouth. You won't have the exhaustion at the end of the day. Anybody that's on a computer for more than 30 minutes is doing brain damage. Just thought I'd let you know that. Go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I find that I am actually shocked that it would do something like that to a person and not have, usually if something has an exploding battery, you hear nothing but news on it.
Yeah, what about your phone? Everybody clicks that I approve of everything when they go to buy a phone, but right at the bottom of the thing, it says, if you put this to your ear, it will cause brain tumors, but we just check it off. We don't go all the way down. That's why its page is long, so that you just go buy your phone and click it off. Okay? Why do you think that having the ear pod in here, okay, or the Fitbit on your wrist is going to be any different?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I feel so much better having a wired headphone.
Yes, I won't do it. Yeah.
Phone, as opposed to using the Bluetooth even.
Well, Bluetooth causes brain damage. You see these guys. I've got actual people in the health industry. When I go to these huge meetings, there's I'd say the top 40 people in North America that I know in health, and we meet every year. And I'm telling you right now, there's at least 5 to 6 of them that always have their Bluetooth in their ear. And, well, I just don't say anything. I just don't even get it. Meanwhile, they're the top people in the health industry, and they've got a Bluetooth in their ear, and they walk around with it all the time. I don't get it.
Unbelievable.
I don't get it.
Yeah, you would think they would know.
Well, I guess convenience is the killer. No, you cannot nebulize C60 because it's an oil. But you can nebulize infinite iodine, the bright eyes. You can nebulize the Merigen, calcium ion therapy, and you can nebulize silver bullet liquid. Those are the 4 you can nebulize. Okay. What else would you like to tell them, my friend?
Well, I think that's it.
I think that's it.
It's a good show.
I think it's a really good show. And you know what? We're going to be back here on Thursday, isn't it? Thursday, correct?
Yeah.
So anybody has any questions, we're going to be talking on topic and off topic, because that's what we do, right? We talk on topic, off topic.
Yeah.
Right?
I thought we could go through the actual equipment and how it's mixed.
Okay, what I'd like everyone to do is join us for the show if you'd like, or if you don't have time to see it. All of these shows go into the library at docofdetox.com, and you can watch all these shows, or you can go to my Telegram channel, Doc of Detox, and see them the next day if you don't get to see them, okay? Let me see here. I guess that's it. So what we'll do is we're going to go through, we'll tell you the exact truth of how other people make their C60, And then we'll tell you how we make our hemp oil C60 and MCT oil C60. And understand something, everyone. We've got people making C60 out of sunflower oil, safflower oil. And do you know why? Because they're trying to cut corners. Is that true, Richard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's not good. Not good. Anyways, Richard, what do you want to leave them with?
Well, I'm not a philosopher, but if I can say, purchase this for yourself so that you can love yourself and to love others.
Yeah, it's all frequency.
If you can purchase only a small amount, then take a small amount. No one's telling you to go and gargle, 5 ounces a day. Just take enough to get by. You'll notice the difference.
And understand something. It's one of the most marvelous things on skin conditions, okay? You need to get that. Eczema, psoriasis, all the way to skin cancer. You can, if you don't believe me, go into my Real People, Real Healing. And I'm trying to remember his name. It slips me. But it's in there. It's a show I did in Real People, Real Healing Guide in my library. And he had a skin cancer the size of a quarter. They were going to cut. Okay, you ready for this? They were going to cut out that part of his cheek and then sew it together. How fun is that? I said, look, you give me 6 weeks to 3 months. If I was in your shoes, I'd do this. And then if it's not gone, then you can do something else. Well, Richard, he used the C60, he used DMSO. He used my frankincense, which is stronger than frankincense. And he did clapping, and he did nothing else, Richard. And guess what? It was gone in 5 weeks. They couldn't find it. Okay?
Yeah.
So you can use it on eczema, psoriasis, dry skin, any type of skin condition, all the way to, it just escaped me. You know why? Because I'm working so hard right now. I'm just about to release my new book. It's a 525 page. It's up there for pre-sale right now. And it's called The Perfect Day, The Ultimate Healing Guide. And it really is, everyone. It makes you the practitioner. It makes you the healer. Okay? We give you everything to empower yourself so that you don't have to rely on me, so that you can save money, so you don't have to spend more money. Remember something. If you believe that you need to be treated by a practitioner, you're only going to be good for the next treatment. If you believe that you should know what that practitioner is doing so you can become your own practitioner, that's it. That's what this book's all about. Okay? So let's just take the power away from all us powerful so-called doctors, practitioners, and give it back to the people where it should have been in the first place. Okay? Richard?
Yeah, I agree once again. I can't find much to disagree with you on today.
Oh, well, maybe on Thursday's show.
Yeah, I'm going to hope so. Let's see. We'll see if we can do that. But I doubt it. I doubt it. That's the unfortunate thing. It's like we should be brothers.
From another mother.
Yeah, from another mother.
I love you, Richard. I really do, man. And the more I get to talk to Richard, the more I understand him. At the beginning, I didn't understand you because you're so different. But you know what? I love different.
Well, thank you.
No, but I mean that. It's like this. I tell people that I will never do anything I will never drink, think, eat, or act like the majority of the population ever. I will always be the minority of the minority. So I have to understand that people are going to rebel against me, okay? And that's where the love them anyway comes in, and that's why I love you, Richard.
Oh, thank you. I love you back. Okay. Yeah, I'm different, that's for sure. But I really don't care what people think. If they understood that I'm just trying to help people and, help myself at the same time, then it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, that's really a beautiful thing. Thank you.
I wish everyone that's listening a great day, and that's all. And hopefully they'll listen on Thursday, and we'll go through The horrific things that are happening in the C60 world. And
we'll tell you the exact truth, and then you go out there and challenge us and do some research and see if we've twisted the truth or not. That's the name of this game. Don't think go out and research it. Remember something. There's no authority over you on this planet. There is nobody that should be an authority over you on this planet. Pick your friends wisely, and know this, okay? That make sure that you need to understand what everybody's intention is. Oh yeah, people, we make money, but let's make sure that we have people that are bringing their passion and their love and their commitment and their integrity first before that. Okay? That's what you need to know. And people may even, mean the best, but if they're not well researched, before I found Richard, I want everybody to know that I bought a lesser toxic C60, but that didn't last long. And I want everybody to understand something. I ended up throwing out 120 quarts of C60. Yeah. So Richard gave me a wake-up call. Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
Okay.
Have a beautiful day, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Have a great day, too. See you Thursday as well.
Thank you, my friend.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed the show. And somebody asked a question here. To nebulize with iodine. No. You don't need to use saline. Never use saline. You don't need to do that. To nebulize, okay, and understand something. Let's just answer that question, okay? First of all, I want to say this. Nebulizing, oh my God, it's the most powerful thing you can do. You've got a powder, you've got a pill, you've got a liquid, but now you've got a gas. Whoa, where's the gas going to go? It's going to go deeper, farther into all the nooks and crannies in your body. And understand something. You need to get this. Do you know how many people have breathing disorders? Do you know how many people do? There's no such thing as COPD. There's no such thing as asthma. Okay, there's no such thing as all these things. There's only such thing as infection, inflammation, scar tissue formation, calcification of your lungs. That's it until you hit mutation. And that's it. And then the alveoli are just drowning in mucus and pus because there's so much infection creating inflammation, and all they're trying to do is protect themselves, make more mucus. Let me tell you something. You want perfect lungs, and you can believe it or not. It doesn't really matter. But we have not every month, but at least once a month, I'll have somebody that had stage 4 inflammation in their lungs, which they were diagnosed with cancer, okay, come to me. And yes, we put them on CIT. We put them on the MC60. We put them on thunder shrooms. We make sure that we clean their bowels with daily cleansing tea, okay, and black gold. We have them doing the ultimate coffee enema. And if they're a woman, we have them doing the vaginal infusion. But let me tell you something. It would have taken us months and months and months to get the lungs clean, because everything cleans from the bottom up. You pull the cork out of your butt, and then you start to drain the toxic load. And understand this. I'm going to be doing a masterclass on parasites. It's going to blow your mind. I don't want to get into it right now because it's a whole teaching. Okay, people don't believe it, but 99% of the population are full of worms. And you know what people do? They buy worm cleansers to get rid of the worms. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't care. There are so many different worm cleansers out there. And understand this. You don't want a worm cleanser because you're always going to be cleansing worms. You want to bring the tissue integrity up. You want to bring the vibration up. You bring the tissue integrity in the body up. You bring the vibration up, and no worms will ever live there. They will leave, baby. They will come as soon as the vibration comes down, the tissue integrity comes down. You only find worms in a manure pile. You only find worms in rotting tissue. You only find worms in low vibrating tissue. You'll find worms in a low vibrational person, anybody that's depressed or anybody that has chronic fatigue, anybody that has fibromyalgia. You have any symptom in your body that becomes a condition, you've got worms. But I know how to get rid of worms by using a perfect day method that we're never ever having to do a worm detox again because our body is just too high vibrational for the worms to live. Now, there are good worms. There's a worm crawling right now, right here on the top of my eyelid right here. And all he does is go back and forth and eat the skin that is dropping right there. There are good worms, there are bad worms. There's good bacteria, bad bacteria. There's yeast, and then there's fungus that's no good for you. Do you understand? I'm going to be teaching you all about this in a master class. It's probably going to be about 3 or 4 hours, but you'll get the lowdown and understand something. Medical doctors, herbalists, practitioners never talk about parasites. And it's all about the parasites. You know, you can get rid of the fungus, but you still have the parasite. The fungus are not that smart, but the parasite is like, he's strategic. He can get under your skin. He knows how to hide. He knows how to put the cloak on of invisibility. We're going to talk about all that. We're going to talk about where different parasites are, what they are, okay? But let's get back to the lung thing. So here's the deal. When you're using infinite iodine, which my infinite iodine is the only non-toxic iodine in the world. You heard what I just said. There's people out there saying they got this big breakthrough and it's really great. Well, you know what? They can say that. But with my iodine, you can take if their iodine's so good, then why can't you nebulize it? And I'm not trying to put them down. Just don't try. Don't do it. Okay? Because there's how to sign up to masterclass. Listen to me. There are so many health professionals that they're charging $1,000 for their master classes. They're all free. Mine are all free. I have at least 20 master classes in my library. They're all free, from I Am Woman, to show you what happened and how we tore down the power of the female. It's called I Am Woman. I have Reverse the Irreversible that'll prove to you that the whole thing is a setup from pain to inflammation to scar tissue formation to calcification of the body, then to fibroids and tumors and surgery to take out a big chunk of scar tissue, which we could have turned around without the surgery. It's all BS. Let me tell you something. I'm going to be really nice here, but 95% of all the surgeries that are done, okay, they never had to get done. And if there's any surgeon out there, a medical doctor, wishing to come on a show with me and go toe-to-toe on an information basis, not I don't like you, you don't like me, okay? We don't do it that way. I want you, because I'm right. I know I'm right. I've been doing this for 40 years. Wolf Non-Surgical, we give a money-back guarantee that if you're booked for surgery, a hip surgery, spine surgery, ankle surgery, wrist surgery, elbow surgery, it doesn't matter where the surgery is. If you go to surgery, we'll give your money back. We'll prove to you the first treatment that is BS. It is BS. You do not have to do the surgery. This is all made up, and you're all programmed to go to the chop shop and get sold by the pound. Back to the infinite iodine. I'm just kind of going off track with people saying things here. Oh, they did that in my back. I now have a 6-inch scar. Guess what, my friend? Are you ready for this? Me, it was the sun. No, it wasn't the sun that got you skin cancer. Lucy, I'm going to answer that question for you. I got to go and do a staff meeting here, and I'll be 5 minutes late. But I just want to, first of all, you get the infinite iodine. You can add distilled water. If it's structured, get one of our structure unit, because that's the best drinking water in the world. 1,000% more hydrating on the cells. Check it out at my store on docofdetox.com if you want. But you can just take distilled water, 3 parts distilled water, 1 part iodine, mix that, nebulize it until the cows come home. But after you've done that, and I mean, how often can you do it? It's non-toxic. You're going to do it all day long. If you start hacking up stuff and coughing, chill out a little bit, but spew up all that mucus and fungus and infection that's in there, the bacteria, the fungus, you know, all those microbes. Let's get them out. But make sure that if you start nebulizing, you're drinking warm to hot water. If you have structured water, great. Put black diamond in it, and Ormus minerals. Drink that, and drink about 2 quarts of that warm to hot water a day. Nebulize and watch what happens. The vibration come up, the integrity of the tissue cells in the lungs, and all the mucus, the yellow, the green, the brown, and you might even cough up a little bit of blood. Do not let that worry you. A little bit of blood should not worry you. Do whatever you want, okay? What if you're allergic to iodine? You're not allergic to my iodine. Infinite iodine is impossible. There's no allergy to it on my iodine. It's a total different animal. Go into the Infinite Iodine Guide in my library, or just go to my store.docofdetox.com, and you're going to find out there's no toxicity to my iodine. I just said that. It doesn't harm anyone. Okay, so that's not true. You can put my iodine in your eyes to disinfect your eyes. You can put it in your ears to help against tinnitus and ear infection. It's all in my do-it-yourself guide in my library. So now we can use the distilled water, 3 parts distilled water, 1 part iodine, and then nebulize that like you're addicted to it and find out what happens. Now, after a while, what I want you to do is I want you to go straight infinite iodine, no distilled water. Let's get in there and bring down the thunder. Okay, now we're going to nebulize with that. Get yourself a portable that you take in your car, and just let people think whatever they want, but you get in there and you do it. And then at home, get yourself a good plug-in one, about $115, and do it if you're watching TV, on the computer, laying in bed doing your belly button therapy, laying in bed doing your gratefulness in the morning and gratefulness at night. Do this. Trust me on this one, okay? There was somebody said something. It was... let me see here. Oh yeah, the person with the scar tissue, 6-inch scar on their back, cutting out the cancer. Guess what? You didn't get cancer because of the sun. Thank you very much. You got cancer because when you're in the sun, you were sweating out toxic waste. I guarantee that the scar was lower down, okay, because you were pooping in your pelvis and you infected your whole lower back. And then when you sweat, it brings it to the surface, and I bet you have bowel problems. I bet you were pooping in your pelvis. I bet you don't have not a lot of tone in your abdomen. So your back got really constricted and tight, and it got infected. So then it got inflamed, and with inflammation, okay, comes acidity levels in the cells. And then if we sweat and the toxins come out, which is the infection from you pooping in your pelvis, that's what caused the cancer. So don't blame the sun. Unless you like lay on your tummy and you thought you were a piece of bacon and you fried the heck out of yourself. What about staph infections on the skin? Well, staph infections on the skin were not caught from anyone. That's low tissue integrity. That's low tissue integrity. If I had a staph infection, I'd use DMSO gel, I'd use C60, and I'd use frankincense and a little bit of silver bullet gel, those 4 things, and I would put them on a Band-Aid, and I would put that on top of there. But if I had a staph infection, I'd also clap around the area with our clapper to bring up the circulation, okay? All right? You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to try to arrange it that I don't have anything scheduled after every time I come on a show, and I'll do like a half an hour to a 40-minute Q&A if you want to ask questions, okay? Because it's not fair for me to just jump off a show and jump ship on you, and I won't do that anymore, okay? There was somebody else that asked something, and then I got to run for fun. I think that's it. Oh, just know this. You can nebulize the Merigen. Go take a look at Merigen in calcium ion therapy. If you've got some kind of autoimmune disease and you feel like you're in big trouble, go into CIT calcium in my library, okay? You can also take the Bright Eyes Fulvic and you can nebulize that with the silver bullet liquid, mix them 50-50. Goodbye breathing problems. Goodbye everything from stage 1 to 4 inflammation. Goodbye asthma. Goodbye COPD. But then COPD is also anxiety ridden as well. It's also caused from that. Okay? And understand something. The body fills up with toxins from the bottom up. Yeah, your bottom's full of it. Okay? You don't know this, but you want to know how many people? 99 out of 100 people have parasites, and 99 out of 100 people, there's only 1 out of 100 that don't have leaky gut at all. 1 out of 100. 1 out of 100. What does other iodine have that makes them toxic? Okay. Well, what I'd like to do is because I have a meeting 2 minutes ago, is I'd like you to go into the Infinite Iodine Guide, okay? And go check out the Infinite Iodine Guide, and you're going to see we talk about it. I've had Terry on so many times, and also Terry's going to be coming back on maybe next week, okay? And we're going to be talking about flu infections and what they really are, and that a virus can't jump 1 inch or 6 feet, okay? Just for fun. Let's get it done, okay? So let me just say this. Happy Monday, and have the best day of your life. And I do mean that. And get yourself a band, put it around here, have it as snug as a hug because you love yourself. Oh, and if you don't love yourself, then I'll pray for all the people around you, because then you can't be consistent with them either. If you could learn how to love and care for yourself, then you'd rock the show, baby. You really would. And that was the main thing that they taught us not to do. I'm just finishing up my new book called The Perfect Day. And I'm going to be releasing it, and it's sold at cost. Okay, this is a beautiful book. It's this big, like it's a flip page book, but it's colorful like this shirt. The graphics are beautiful all the way through it. All right, and the book is sold for $75 when you get a consultation. Okay, and that includes the shipping, and you'll find out why. It's 525 pages, and it outlines everything, so that you can become your own practitioner. No more victim stuff, okay? No more, I gotta go for a treatment, or I gotta go for a test and see if I'm gonna survive the next test. You need to become the one that you're looking for. You need to be the hero. And you know the biggest test in life is, are you gonna be able to love and care for yourself without feeling guilty? Because that's what these psycho terrorists have done, is they've all made us feel like suffering's the way, okay? It's not. Loving yourself is the way, all right? 3, 2, 1. You got this, Bravehearts. Don't forget, we do have a hemp sale on, C60 sale. And wherever you are, connect to your breath and know this. You have to believe in yourself and have faith in that upstairs, okay? God bless.